All right. Now, we're trying to get a lowdown of the leadership lessons that, of course, Virat just mentioned. So we're going to get and dive straight into the questions that we have in line. There are a few questions that I have from the audience as well. But before that, you know, the kind of career you had, just like any other world athlete, it has been a career of ups and downs. What do you do in order to sustain the kind of excellence that you've been known to deliver?
Well, obviously it's been a long journey. Every journey has its challenges. Firstly, when you set out on a journey that you aspire should be a long one, then you are aware of the challenges that are going to come your way. You never really think about those challenges in the moment, but you always know that there will be ups and downs also. One thing that I learned through the course of my career was to embrace the periods where I wasn't on the high, and not run away from them or not fear them. And I could only do that when I was trying to be present with what I was doing at that moment. It's a very difficult thing to do, but that is the only thing that can help one go through the good phases and the challenging ones too. No one can get away with having failures. No one can get away with having difficult periods. One thing that kept driving me and continues to drive me is understanding the reason of what I'm doing. For me, that is very, very important. If I'm playing for achievements only, or playing for the commercial side of things, I'll be found out very quickly. There is no way you can be in a journey for 15 years playing at the highest level if your intent is not right. So I think if people have their intent in the right place, then working through the difficult phases becomes easier, because the commitment will come from you as an individual and no one will have to push you to do anything. So if you found your heart in the right place with what you're doing, then I don't think the low phases will be something that you run away from. They'll be tough, but you gain the strength to go through them, and that's the only way I've been able to come this far, and hopefully a few more years.
So what did you find out in the journey?
I found out that one needs to take responsibility of their own actions, their own desire to do what they're doing. No one should have to push you to work hard. And that for me is the most basic level of the foundation on which you create your journey. If someone has to push you to train, push you to work harder, push you to design something new and be inspired to design it, there is some issues in place which you need to sort out as an individual. You can obviously go and talk to people and you can try and seek their help, but there should be no lack of motivation with the work that you're doing. And for me, this has been my work over the last 15 years. I've gained more experience, obviously. I've tried to seek help from people. I've not been shy to share with people that I'm not mentally in a good space. But I never felt like someone had to push me to work. If the result of that work wasn't the result that I desired, that's when I seeked help, because I'm not able to process what is being presented to me in terms of failure. That is okay, that is fine. As I said, it's tough and you should seek help if need be. But even in those periods, you should be the one to put in the effort and be okay with whatever result comes your way. I think that being okay can only come when you are the one who's pushing yourself for that hard work, and no one else has to do it for you.
I think we all learned a little something here, because we have to find the reason why you're working hard. All right. In one line, if you had to define your mantra for excellence, sustainable excellence.
Sustainable excellence is a byproduct of consistency in everything that you do every day of your life. As a person, as a professional, you can't be different people at work and different people at home. If you're consistent at home, you have to be consistent at work, and that's how I try to lead my life. I don't take either for granted, and there is no preference. If I'm a good person, I have to make the effort to always be compassionate, be wary of who I'm talking to, how I'm talking to them, how I'm presenting myself when I speak to them. Similarly, when I play on the field, because I know there is a chance to fail. In life, you don't really see failures as you see in your profession, right? So we take things for granted. So sustainable excellence is a byproduct of consistency in life, as a person and as a professional as well.
How different is Virat Kohli in his personal life versus professional?
I think obviously my energy would be very different, but my intent is the same. I try to be absolutely committed to what I'm doing, where I am, and yeah, that's who I am as a person. But obviously my output of energy is very different, because when I'm involved in sport, it's a different kind of energy that's required with the same intent. So I won't be as animated or as, you know, enthusiastic at home, but my intent, my heart stays in the right place. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, one question that has come from the audience, and it is, what do you suggest to people when they have to take on challenges?
Look forward to them. Any challenge that's in front of you, look forward to them. And then, as I said, when the difficulty comes in front of you, you get excited. You don't shy away from it. I mean, for me, look, I've played for 15 years now. Now when I encounter a game in a World Cup which is difficult and it's challenging, it excites me. It's like I need something new to, you know, like propel me to another level, and just to be able to figure out your potential as a human being. I think challenges provide you with the opportunity to know how good you can be. And if you put a line to your abilities already, if you put a cap on it, then I don't think that over a span of 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever year of your profession or your working cycle, you won't be able to figure out your potential as a human being, which I think is a disservice to this opportunity of being a human being.
Wow. All right. Now, everybody considers you as their role model. Who's Virat Kohli's role model?
My role model in life is my wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this because, you know, it's an exciting thing to say, but very genuinely, she gives me a very true and honest and a clear picture of who am I and where I stand and how things are, and just the way she leads her life with a lot of dignity and all, and the strength that she has to do the right thing and stand by it. I have very rarely seen that kind of conviction to do the right thing and stand by it. I admire that a lot, and I take a lot of inspiration from her.
That's a very, very defining attribute of a character, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Amaze has launched its solar solution range. What are your thoughts on sustainability and renewable energy?
I'm a big fan of it. I recently was at an event where I was asked about my car preference, and very honestly, I love to sit in electric cars and drive electric cars as well. So for me, sustainable energy is something that is the way of the future, and the more people put in the effort to utilize energy in a sustainable way, I think it's going to benefit the environment, and then make the quality of living that much better for everyone else. And I feel like once the energy is made sustainable and it's made aware to the people how to utilize it, then I think a lot more people can have access to it. Once the technology is in place, then you can use the natural resources provided to be able to have access to that energy. So I think it's going to provide more opportunity to people to be able to have access to something they might not have had in the past. And I think the technology helps you to get to that place where everyone can be benefited.
Lovely. Well, Amaze is right on the track. Now, we've got 4 questions coming from the audience. The number one question that a lot of people want to know is, how do you know which shot to play against which bowler?
I don't know. Honestly, that's a very difficult question to answer. It's in moments like that, you know you were born to do this. I mean, I don't go to bat thinking I'm going to do this against this bowler, and when you know that the ball is coming at that speed and you're just reacting and the right shot is being played, you know you were meant to do this. And at that moment, I feel a lot of gratitude that, you know, I've been given this skill to be able to do what I do. And some of the things feel amazing to people, and I feel exactly the same way when I think about those things. because I also feel like later, how did that happen? You know, it's like you surprise yourself again and again and again. So that's where the blessing comes in. I mean, you realize at that moment you're blessed, and I literally have no idea how those shots come out, but yeah.
Has that moment happened to you recently? Because for us, I think that one moment was when you hit that straight shot down the ground against Harish Rav, you know, in the T20 World Cup, 19th over. So everybody went gaga, and of course it was a beautiful shot. But for you, has there been a certain shot that you were like, how did I play this?
Yeah, that was the one.
That was the
I
one.
think I have no idea. I've been asked 100 times and I still cannot explain it. No clue.
That was beautiful. All right, so which innings of yours is the best according to you?
Which innings? For me, okay, if I have to choose one innings, I think for me, I'm a purist. I mean, I always will speak about Test cricket. I scored 100 against Australia in Perth in 2018. That was a very challenging pitch. So I just felt like in terms of skill, temperament, and just the magnitude of playing a Test match at Perth against that kind of a bowling attack was something that I always dreamed of as a kid, that I want to go out there and play like that, and that was the day it happened. So that innings for me is the most special of my career.
Alright, I'm pretty sure everybody's remembering right now which innings for them was a very special one. Now, what would you term your career's highlight?
My career's highlight, obviously winning the World Cup in 2011. And I've always said this, I was 23 at the time and I probably didn't understand the magnitude of it. But now at 35, having played many World Cups which we haven't been able to win, I understand all the emotions of all the senior players now, 11, 12 years later. So that's how the cycle goes. You realize things much later on. I was very happy, obviously. I mean, it was my first World Cup and it was a dream come true. But when I saw the emotion of the other players around me, I couldn't really understand it. I could see it and I felt very happy for them, but I couldn't feel what they were feeling, right? So, but now I'm at a stage where I can understand why they felt the way they did. And it being in India, obviously there was a fairy tale thing. I mean, imagine for someone like Sachin Tendulkar, it was his 6th or 7th World Cup, if I'm not wrong, to play in India, final in Mumbai, his hometown, and winning it. I mean, this is stuff of dreams. You can't really ask for more. And all the other players as well. And I remember the amount of pressure there was on all the players. When we were traveling, thank God there was no social media back then. It would have been a nightmare, honestly. But through the airports, it was always just one thing. We need the cup, we need the cup, we need the cup. And I was, as a youngster, I was like, man, thank God they're not looking at me right now and saying this. But the senior players were always under the pump, and to be able to handle that pressure, it was just brilliant. And that night in itself was something magical. So yeah, that's been the highlight of my career so far.
But is the pressure on now because there's social
Yeah,
media and everybody's looking at you and saying it?
Well, I can feel it because I would have heard it about 100,000 times already. We won the cup very badly. I would like to say not more than me. So I'm in the right place. Honestly, I know the expectations are there and the emotions of the people are there, but please know that more than the players, no one wants to win more than the players, and you should have faith in that.
Well, either way, Virat, we love you. So,
Thank you.
mention that one thing you love apart from cricket.
One thing I love apart from cricket. Ooh. We love traveling. We don't get so much of it because of the schedules that we are a part of, especially now with having a family. We want to make our daughter travel as much as possible. So whenever we get time, we just love to travel to potentially show her the world as much as we can. And yeah, that's something that I love to do now, apart from cricket.
That's lovely. My last question to you is, how much has fatherhood changed the athlete in you?
It's made me aware of how much more you can do given with the time that you have in hand. I think in the past, I would waste a lot of time just lurking around the gym doing probably nothing for a lot of the period between the stuff that I was doing. But now I know that I have to finish my day in a certain way and structure it in a certain way, because obviously your priorities become different. So it makes you more professional, if I can say. It helps you to be more precise in what you're doing rather than the other way around.
That's lovely. Let's give the man a huge, huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before you...
I mean, it's a special feeling. I hope you all enjoy it. I hope you all... It's going to feel more like a festive season, according to me. It's a long tournament happening in India, so you'll see the excitement all around the country. And I hope you all can be a part of it and really support us. Thank you. And really support us, not just with your expectations, but with your heart purely and really wanting us to go all the way in the tournament. So, yeah, thank you.
Well, all the best to you as well as all the best for Asia Cup. So yeah, World Cup and Asia Cup. Now with that, may I please call upon...
Good evening, everyone. It's lovely to be here. I remember sending a video to all of you quite recently and asking you all to join us. See everyone turn up in such numbers. Obviously, it's very nice to see, because we had stopped doing a lot of these events not so long ago. So to see people back in gatherings, to be able to celebrate something is a lovely feeling. And I've been associated with the brand for a long time now. Haven't had a chance to do this quite a lot, so it's one of the few times that I've been able to do an interaction with so many people in one place. So I'm just happy I could be here to see all of you, and I hope you feel the same way seeing me here. So I hope you all have a lovely evening as well.